I'm playing a round of golf with a millionaire plastic surgeon. During the match, I'll be interviewing him about his business, personal finances, and investing. We'll be playing 9 holes, match play style. If I win, I get to take a victory lap in his Porsche.
I did arms today at the gym so I can, beach muscles.
Okay,
the quads,
the bro lifts?
Quads, calves, and biceps.
Perfect.
2 off the first.
Yeah, hopefully you don't need it, but. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna need another one. Nice. I don't think you'll need a second one. That's also not good, but it should be in. So you're a plastic surgeon, have your own private practice. What made you get into that in general?
We would dissect sharks and pigs and sharks, pigs, animals, and I just really enjoyed doing that. I would actually bring the animal home and dissect it in my garage against my parents' wishes because it smelled terrible from formaldehyde. So I knew right off the bat at 16 what my goal was, to be a surgeon.
So you're the good turnout of Jeffrey Dahmer then, I guess.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. I'm working on things as we always are in golf, so this could go anywhere.
Good thing your competition's not very good at this game.
Get back there. All right.
Nice ball.
There you go. A little steep.
Got a birdie putt.
Alrighty.
Let's go find my pitiful shot. So I looked up your website and saw there are 27 procedures that you offer. So I was curious, what are the top 5 most common procedures, and then what are the average prices?
I do a ton of different types of surgery, and I kind of boil it down to either reconstruction or cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
And so the cosmetic is going to make more money. For a facelift, it could be $20,000. Upper and lower lid surgery is $5,000. Rhinoplasty, $10,000. Tummy tuck, $10,000. Liposuction can be upwards of $10,000. And the reconstruction can be breast reconstruction, it can be hernia repair, and hand surgery, which can be anything from you amputate a finger to amputate a wrist or a hand, tendon repairs.
So you're placing fingers and hands back on?
Yes, wow. Yeah. So having to put a hand on, which I've done 3 or 4 of them.
Wow.
Interesting enough, they're all been around this time of the year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but it is.
When you're around family.
Yeah, exactly. 15, 16, 17 hours in surgery.
That's insane.
On the reconstruction side, you're really at mercy of what the insurance company is going to pay you.
All right, well, let's see if I can get this on the green so I can compete here.
No trees.
Oh, I landed just short, but that's not bad.
Just short or rolled in the bunker.
How do you invest your money?
I'm a very conservative investor. Any type of money that I receive either goes back into my practice or I put into equity.
So it's business.
Yeah, I own no real estate. It's all in my practice or goes into large cap conservative funds. If I get 10% a year, which is kind of the norm, that's all I care about. That's the reason I don't really look at it that much, because I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not in it for short-term windfall, essentially.
Money grab.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can get up and down here. That's his, mine's back here.
Mine is probably going to be around the hole all day.
I'm the one you're going to have to chase around. Oh, that's not good. Roll out.
Get up.
Ugh.
That's not too bad. It's so wet and damp over there, you know what?
Yeah, I was hoping I'd carry it to the green and get a little bit roll out, but just missed.
Good putt.
Thanks.
That's good.
You want me to pull it?
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
1 down, after 1. Which Grey's Anatomy character would you most associate yourself with? Are you a McDreamy or a McSteamy guy?
Well, that's a difficult question because I really haven't watched Grey's Anatomy that much. So I'm going to say, who plays McDreamy?
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, that's McDreamy. McSteamy is the one who's the plastic surgeon in the show.
Is it really? What does McSteamy do? Is he have a lot of sex and?
Yeah. Is that you?
No, maybe back in the day, but no, I
not so much anymore.
Yeah, I try to be a little bit more selective. There you go.
Oh wow. That's
You like-
unprecedented.
You like that one?
Yeah. What is the most profitable procedure for you in terms of your time, energy, and dollars earned? The flip of that, what is the least profitable?
Probably facelift is probably the most profitable. It takes, probably 4 to 6 hours depending on what you're doing. But it's a lot of times you're doing a facelift and you're doing upper and lower lids and you're doing a neck lift and lipo and fat grafting. So it can be, anywhere from 16 to 22,000. In terms of least, I don't have a procedure that I don't like, because in surgery you choose the procedures that you want to do that you like. I mean, if there was a procedure that you didn't feel comfortable with or you didn't have the experience with, you would say, I don't feel comfortable doing this procedure. You never want to overstep your bounds. Right. In a plastic surgery, you always want to under promise and over deliver. Yeah. It sounds kind of cliche, but it really is. In terms of the amount of time versus the reimbursement, it would be a good way to say it. Breast reductions are 4 to 5 hours and you get paid about $1,500. So think about it, $1,500, but that's insurance. Pays you $1,500 for a 4 to 5 hour surgery. Unfortunately, I enjoy doing breast reductions. So I do a lot of breast reductions and, patients are very pleased and happy. The reason they pay for it is because in Texas, as you probably know, I mean, a lot of people have large breasts.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, they are.
Nice shot. Thank you. Probably have a 30 to 50 yard chip. What are your goals when it comes to investing?
I started investing as soon as I had money to invest, essentially. When I invest, it's usually with a firm and we have a plan. I did that early on. When do you want to retire? How much money do you want to retire with? And then there's a plan. I don't just randomly pick stocks because
you're not just chasing Tesla stock.
No, I'm not.
The hot stock.
The only thing I'd say about that is recently, any money that I don't want to put into my practice that I have extra, I'll usually kind of look at what Warren Buffett's doing and put it into large companies. Amex, Bank of America, Coca-Cola, Chevron, Apple, those kind of things.
That might be a flyer, but that could be really good. That's
be a leaner.
That might be one of my best shots ever. That's maybe 5 feet. It's one that I need to make, that's for sure.
Sit down. Oh my God. Thinned. Spin. Oh, that's killed. Sit down. Hit a house.
If you couldn't do plastics and you had to pick another specialty, what would it be?
Probably orthopedics.
And then if you couldn't do medicine, well, what career would you have gone back and you could have the knowledge of now, but you could be in your 20s
I'd be
again?
a professional golfer.
Same.
No, good birdie.
Ooh,
I'd be a golf professional.
Golf professional.
Because I do like people and I like golf and I like the sport and staying physically active and being outside. So I would do that.
Back to even. So how involved are you in like the actual day-to-day business decisions? Do you consider yourself a business person who is also a doctor, or are you a doctor and then you have staff that handles that sort of thing, or do you have like a business manager?
No, I'm hands-on. I have a small kind of boutique plastic surgery business office, and so I'm kind of HR.
So you wear all the hats?
Everything. I do have an accountant, but in terms of business day-to-day operations, I know everything about what's coming in, what's going out, all the patients, all the staff, and we're kind of a family.
And so you're involved in like marketing decisions, things like that?
Everything, yep.
Wow.
That was...
It's a little buttercut too.
Very nice.
Unintentional, but... Where do most of your like leads come from?
Basically, you treat patients well, and you do perform a good surgery, and they'll refer you patients. Yeah. But I still do social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter. But it's not huge. I just found that over time, and initially I would do print media, I did some billboards, TV
Oh,
stuff.
so you had a big
all
billboard where you had your face.
Yeah,
Come to Dr.
I know, and you know, it's really more narcissism for some of
Yeah.
those people. Like, I
Like
want to
with
see
the
my
attorneys.
face. Yeah, I want to see my face on a billboard. You know.
Yeah, that's
And,
too much. That's too big.
It was, and they're expensive. I
Yeah.
mean, very expensive.
Is it like paying monthly rent, or
Well,
is it
billboards
per day? Or?
billboards are $5,000 a month at least, depending
Wow.
on what location.
That's
and
crazy.
then some of the print media could be $25,000 if you're in a
Like a newspaper.
well, like
or
in a nice a magazine,
magazine?
You know, like People or whatever.
Hmm.
There's a magazine called Houston, which was, if you did the front cover, the back cover, it could be $20,000 a month.
And you've done something like
I
that
did,
at a
yeah.
point in time.
Yeah, and you know, won't do that again.
Well, that's not very relevant anymore.
Slipped a little bit. Stay in there.
It's a good line.
Stay in there. All right, right there.
Don't fall down that hill. Nice shot.
Okay.
If there was only one investment vehicle that you could put your money towards, I feel like I know the answer now from the earlier conversation, but what would that, whether it's stocks, real estate, etc.?
First and foremost, I've got to fund my business.
Yeah.
And that means payroll taxes, equipment, all those things. So once I have done that for the month, then I'll put the rest into equity. Anything left over from the maximum that I can put in from a tax perspective,
Yeah.
I have my own. I have an individual account, and my individual account is where I do just very conservative, you know, Fortune 500 companies that are not going to go bankrupt.
Right.
So I'm not going to lose money. That's the beauty of equity, is you're even if the market goes down, you still are buying into a company, and as long as that company remains solvent, then you should be fine. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs in the market, but in general, you should make 10% a year. That's investing 101. Yeah. You know, and you should double your money. The rule of 72, you should double your money every 6 years.
Oh,
Hold it up, Win. That'd be good.
So you're a car guy. What do you currently drive? And then what is your history of cars you've owned? Like, what was your first car when you were 16, and what have you kind of built up to where you are now?
Let's see. When I was 16, I had a Honda Accord. And then
What year was that?
That was in 86.
86 Honda Accord.
Honda Accord, 86. I'm a twin, so my father bought us matching Honda Accords.
Nice.
Mine was maroon, my brother's was silver. And I promptly wrecked that.
You wrecked it?
Yeah, and then eventually I went to a minivan.
I drove a minivan in college.
Yeah, in college I drove a Chrysler minivan.
I had a Nissan Quest.
And at first pass, you like minivan, but I loved it because when we would go to like spring break and stuff.
Yeah, you were
could
driving
put it-
all your buddies around.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, down to Fort Lauderdale to Mardi Gras. Ran out of gas in it multiple times.
Nice
more
par.
speed.
Nice par. There's nothing scarier than because it was my mom's minivan. I took it over 100 one time, and it was rattling, and never will I do that again.
In college, we had that minivan. We took I guess the third row seats out, and we could get a bunch of kegs in there,
Yeah.
a bunch of beer.
So you still driving a minivan, or
No,
what
no,
do you got now?
Yeah, so that part of my life has moved on, and let's see. When I got out of residency, I had a little small BMW, like a 325, and then I sold that, and I got a Mercedes SL 500 convertible. I really like that, and then that was on lease. Once that lease went up, then I was making a lot more money, and I went to the Porsche brand, and I've kind of been a Porsche guy since then. I mean, I've had a couple Range Rovers. For a while, I would buy and sell cars or trade cars every 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now with interest rates at 8%,
Yeah.
you can't
Doesn't
really
make
do
sense.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep my cars for a while.
But what? So you've got.
So I've got
Porsche?
I got a 911 that's a 2020. It's a 992 convertible, and then I've got a Porsche Cayenne Turbo, like a SUV coupe.
Is that the daily driver and the other one is just for fun? Or?
I drive both of them. Like I'll
really
drive.
care?
No, I'll drive one for a week, and then I'll drive another one for a week.
Yeah, I feel like that's how I would be too. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge car guy, so I feel like I would want to drive in the nice car as much as I can.
Yeah, I'm not. They're not garage queens, as they say.
Yeah.
But I don't track them. There's a lot of some Porsche guys that want to go to the track. Yeah, I don't do that.
Never been?
Never.
Not even once? Is that going in with you're a conservative kind of guy? You don't
Yeah,
like to...
and I guess I'm a little bit OCD too. So, I want to make sure that they don't have like scratches on them.
Wow, that was as close as I'm sure he wanted that to be.
Love it.
Oh no, just get in the trees and stay there. Oh, that might be in that cart.
I think you're over that.
What are the main expenses required to run your business?
My overhead total per month is about $50K. That $50K is divided into payroll expenses for my employees, and I'm considered an employee because I'm an S Corp. Payroll taxes and rent's about $10,000. Supplies and marketing. So that all ends up being about $50K a month.
Are you in a larger hospital or?
So
are you in like a standalone center building?
So I'm in a medical office building.
Okay.
In the med center down in Houston. It's got 2,700 square feet. Is about $10,000 a month. That includes electricity and.
Is it a triple net lease?
What is it?
You're paying your base rent and then common area maintenance, taxes, and insurance.
I have to pay insurance, but no taxes. So basically, I start at a certain amount, and if they go over, for maintenance and so forth, then I've got to pay a little bit of money.
Gotcha.
But it's not a lot. It's maybe $1,000 a year. Sometimes it's zero.
Yeah.
Because the company, the University of Texas Professional Building, they kind of keep costs low.
Yeah.
So that's nice because there are some plastic surgeons that could have a lot of maintenance, and then they owe a lot of money, at the end of the year when everything kind of settles down, settles out. Oh, where's the hook?
Oh, that was a bad bounce.
Son of a! If that had hooked.
Yeah, I thought it was even gonna stay up, but it did not take a favorable bounce.
I struck it well.
It's about as good as I can do with that.
That's pretty good.
Oh my gosh. I think it's along the cart path. It hit
Yeah,
that tree branch and just
It did. It
darted left.
It darted left?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a really bad kick.
yeah, because if it darts right, then
It would have
might
been
be
pretty
the fairway.
ideal.
Yeah.
In tandem with the business expenses, what are your average monthly expenses for your life to maintain your current standard of living?
My home's a big expense, along with insurance and taxes. It's usually around $15,000 a month. Country club is 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And then that's about it.
Pretty simple guy.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Is that on?
Middle.
Okay,
And
good.
It kind of rolled down to the front left. You got a long putt, that's for sure,
I
but
hit that solid.
hook. I have no idea where that went.
They said, are you guys famous?
Yeah, we're very famous, of course. They don't know us. Saddle.
That's really good.
I'd rather be up there than...
Yeah, that was good. Ah. Stay right there.
That's good. Nice. In for double, so this wins it.
Good putt.
Thank you.
Good
One
five.
One up on my least favorite hole. How many patients do you see in an average week? Do you know what roughly your customer lifetime value is? And if you don't know what customer lifetime value is, it's like if you have someone who comes in for a facelift, are they also coming in for, breast implants or anything like that?
So I see 40 patients a week, in clinic. To answer your question in terms of lifetime, once I get a patient, if she's young, then I expect her to be with me forever.
Yeah.
And I see some patients, let's say for breast reconstruction, that I've never seen before and get referred from a general surgeon, and I've done facelifts and I've done tummy tucks on a breast cancer survivor. As long as you treat the patient well and your staff treats the patient well, then she'll be with you until either you retire or
she's done getting surgery.
Yeah, she doesn't want any additional surgery.
Yeah. Oh, a little right, but we're in play. It's a good line. It might be short. It looks short.
Good ball.
Oh no, it's great.
You're 10 feet up one. Oh, Chris, you came out of it. All right.
Pin high at least.
Got some work to do. That was not my best. That's going in. That's going in.
No way.
Ah! Man, that'd have been nice.
That was a great chip.
Break your
Now
heart.
I gotta make this birdie.
Break your heart. Yeah, this is a big putt. Potentially the biggest putt of your golfing career.
Yeah. Of my professional golfing career.
Hey, listen. Don't leave it short.
That I can do.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't trust my initial line. I put it a little bit farther left than I had read and then pushed it left. So this question I feel is appropriate because you're the expert doctor in this this field, but are you more of a breast guy or a buttock guy?
So that is a fantastic question, and I would say that I'm a proportion guy.
Good answer.
I like breasts and I like the buttock, but it has to be in proportion. And as a cosmetic surgeon, we have the opportunity to make unnatural, too big, not only breast but also buttock. And I think a lot of these are fads, especially the Brazilian butt lift, where you're putting in either gluteal implants, which I don't really like, or fat grafting, like one of the celebrities. It's just too much. So
is it unhealthy?
It's not unhealthy per se. The procedures themselves do have risks, and a Brazilian butt lift has the highest risks
Like death?
Of death.
Really?
Correct. And so you have to be really, really careful about overdoing it. And I think that's where you find, I'm a conservative plastic surgeon, so I try not to overdo things, and I try to be as proportionate as possible. But you do have patients that come in and they want more. They want more lips. They want more breasts. They want more butt. I try to counsel them, and if that means I lose them as a patient, so be it.
Yeah.
And I say that all the time.
Right.
One part of me is disappointed that I lose a patient.
Right.
But the other part of me is like, that could have been a problem that you just...
you don't want that on your conscience.
You don't.
You'd rather have, give them the advice that you feel is the best advice, and then whatever they ultimately decide.
Right. I would almost rather struggle financially in a month than have a patient that I choose to do a surgery that is probably not in her best interest or my best interest, and then you run into complications. So proportion.
Well, that's a good answer for that question.
Thanks. That's literally off the cuff.
Yeah, that was.
But I will tell you that these are all questions that come up on a daily basis in my practice.
That's middle green right there.
Okay.
I'd be nervous if I were you. Basically.
Uh-oh, don't go in.
Oh, that's gonna be devastating. So what has been the best and worst investment of your life? It sounds like you don't make any risky investments. So has there been an investment that you really regret, or?
My worst investments are my cars.
That's
because
that's usually the case.
Yeah, I mean, Porsches, any high-end car, you lose it. You lose 10,000 as soon as you drive it off the lot.
Yeah.
So that's by far but that's kind of my
that's your
weakness.
Yeah,
it's my weakness.
Nice out.
Thank you. A little heavy, but at least I'm below the hole.
You're gonna come all the way back to me now.
Did it come back down?
Yep.
Son of a...
That's
can't pull that far enough right. And I saw yours too. That's disappointing.
2 up with 3 to play.
3 to play.
Woo! Never thought I'd be here.
A lot of golf left. It's kind of, I got you right where I want you.
Outside of golf, what are you doing in your free time? Do you have like a guilty pleasure? Like do you watch movies, TV shows, anything like that?
If you take a pie chart, and which I do,
allocated time.
yeah, and out of my allocated time, most of it is work, and then I try to stay healthy, work out, golf, read, prepare for surgeries in the week, and that's all I have time.
Oh, that's bad. Still in play, but bad.
Get right of it.
Is that good?
I think I'm gonna be short of the bunker.
A little right.
Yeah.
When you retire, will you sell your practice? If so, how does that work when it comes to, you know, medical practices, and how are private practices typically valued?
You can try to sell your practice, but the only thing that really is of any worth in your practice is all your supplies and equipment, because you can argue that your patient list would be of value, but you don't know if those patients are going to stay with the new personnel or physician. So you know, when I got out, people would say, you know, why don't you buy this guy's practice for $2 million? I'm like, I'm not going to do that, because you don't know if those patients, if they have $2 million worth of equipment, then so be it.
Yeah.
But if they don't have $2 million worth of equipment, if they're just talking about patients, then that, to me, that's not worth anything.
Right.
So you can try to sell it, but in reality, that would be someone that potentially could run into a risk, because you don't know if those patients are going to stay.
So will you try to, or you
I'm just going to sell my whatever equipment I have, because I don't own the building. I own all the equipment, computers, but I don't obviously own my staff or my patients. So
Right.
I'll probably just sell it that way.
So all the investing in the business is more on how much can you earn each year in terms of your income. It's not like I'm investing in this so I can build it up to eventually sell it one day.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are some plastic surgeons that would try to buy lasers, which can be $200,000,
Yeah.
or have an OR that's got all the equipment.
Yeah.
I've always I don't invest in lasers because the technology is changing so quickly,
Yeah.
and my practice really isn't really skincare. That's more of a dermatologist.
Yeah.
So I'm a surgeon. I like to operate. I operate a big hospital, and that's my what I'm putting back into the business would be for marketing and for supplies,
Yeah.
essentially. Uh-oh, is that too much?
I think you're good. Perfect.
All right, good.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really bad. Wow, that went backwards. I guess I'm gonna take another 3-iron here. Jeez. Even that's not good. Oh boy.
Okay,
Well,
you're gonna give me this hole.
I can pretty much consider myself 1 up after this.
Yep.
Tried to be too cool.
Yeah, that's
cool
a
for school.
208. That's a tough shot.
When it comes to retirement, how much income do you feel that you would need to comfortably carry you through? Because you mentioned that what you're going to retire in a couple of years is your goal, and you're still young. So, what?
So again, you know, I'm fortunate. I don't have any medical debt, and owe a little bit of money on my house. But when I sell it, that won't be an issue. So I'd say, in general, I want to have probably comfortably live off $250,000 to $300,000 a year.
Yeah, is that
And,
pre-tax or?
That is a good question. That is going to be pre-tax. good out. Oh.
Roll up. Now slow down.
Damn,
That
that's
could
really
actually
good.
be really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Holy cow.
That is impressive. That's like a hit in Prey.
Yeah. My prayers were answered.
Yeah.
Oh. Stay there. It's a great shot.
Thank you.
Will you downgrade your house? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
or do you see yourself as more of like a condo, like living in a nice condo, or you still want to have
I kind of still want a house.
house?
Yeah, I still want a house, but it'll certainly be downsized, and I want to live in a golf course community that's got, you know, access to all the amenities that will keep you healthy. Whether
Yeah.
it be a bike trail, exercise facility, you know, golf facility, training facility. I want 2 golf courses somewhere in Florida.
Short, like an amateur.
Although Florida right now, man, that you know, the market is so bad right now. Not only that, in terms of insurance, because I think there's only gonna be a couple insurance companies that remain in Florida after all the, you know, hurricanes and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's gonna be the next bubble. You ask me, is people are not gonna be able to afford their insurance.
Yeah.
If they had a $500,000 home and they bought it for 1.5, and then they have to insure that, they're going to run into some problems.
Great par. You didn't even need it, but that's a great putt.
Thank you.
So what would be like some life advice that you would provide to, if you had a son or a younger person, what would that life advice be?
You have to live your life the way you see fit and what makes you happy. Don't do something for someone else if it doesn't make you happy, because life is too short, and if you're not happy with where you are mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, location, you have to find ways to be happy. You have to have a goal, number one, and you have to have a plan to reach that goal. Health is the main thing. That if you know you're not healthy, and I know you're healthy, and you just try to maintain health, and maintaining health is being happy. Because you're not happy, then you're not going to be healthy.
What time do you go to sleep?
I go to bed. I'm usually in bed by 8.
Really?
Yeah.
I
mean, I'd say if I'm not in bed by 8, I'm thinking about going to bed.
Really?
And you know, I'm showering, doing my business.
When are you waking up?
And then I'm usually dead asleep by 9,
Really?
and I get up at 6. So I'm getting 9 hours of solid sleep.
I stay up till like midnight every night. Not that that's super late, but because I feel like work takes away from the part of the life that I want to be doing. So I stay up because I don't want to, you know, go right to sleep to wake up and go back to work the next day. But that, you know, is kind of a vicious cycle, and it's not necessarily healthy. Oh, that's really bad. I'm just over here trying to choke off my wind. That looks good. It's looking like it might all come down to hole 9.
Hole number 9, just the way it should be.
As if we planned it.
It's very stressful.
What percentage of your patients are male, and what kind of procedures are males typically getting done?
Male patients probably 15-20%, and most males are kind of divided. Older males are doing liposuction and facelifts and neck lifts and upper and lower lid surgery. Younger males are getting liposuction and chemical peels, not conservative stuff.
What is a chemical peel?
Chemical peels is basically a controlled burn of the skin. So you use a particular solution that will penetrate a certain depth of the skin, and it's almost like a sunburn. So you've ever been really, really sunburned, you turn red, and then you kind of get dry and it peels off, and then the skin's nice and kind of red and young looking. That's what a chemical peel is. Younger males are doing Botox, you know, like neurotoxins for wrinkles. They might be doing some fillers, liposuction in the abdomen. Gynecomastia is pretty common. Gynecomastia is man boobs.
Luckily, I don't have those yet.
Yeah, I know. You're as long as you don't do marijuana or anabolic steroids or certain medications, as long as you don't have a family history of man boobs, you should be good. You don't look like. And
Well, the anabolic steroids might be a problem.
You're lean, so that's helpful.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Good
All tied up.
See if I can get in for 4. Oh, rats. What's your relationship with money like at this point in your life? Is it something that where you're kind of on cruise control, or do you never feel like you have enough?
I'm always concerned because I'm a business owner, so I have my expenditures are $50,000 a month. So if I have a bad month, then that could be
Kind of
really
feel it a little
bad
bit.
because I'm gonna have to dip into my own personal savings to keep my business afloat.
Right.
So I'm always worried about money, more than I probably should be, because I'm kind of, it is kind of on autopilot right now, but I do worry about that.
Nice ball.
My drivers are getting better. I might be in the
Hopefully
bump.
that's short of the bunker.
Yeah, I might be short. Yeah, you're not a speed issue. I mean, you got the speed. I mean,
my
if you
issue
hit it
is
like that all
control.
the time, then you could have a 60-inch driver.
So do you have a favorite golf memory of all time?
I'd say just to shout out to my father. He turned 80, and we went down to a place called Gasparilla Island, kind of around the Tampa area. And it's a beautiful golf course and a beautiful resort. And he was 80, he turned 80, and so we played golf with my dad.
What do you think makes people's longevity in terms of health when they're at that age? Is it just from staying physically active?
I think my father's gained some weight. He's kind of a meat and potatoes type of guy from Kentucky. I personally want to be a little bit healthier than my parents. I think every generation you should either
improve upon.
Yeah, you should got to improve, whether it be financially or physically, helping the community. There's all kinds of things you can do to be a productive
Member
citizen
of society.
Yep.
Nice ball.
Thank you.
Fairway to fairway. Question is, do I go for the green?
See, I think you didn't come to lay up.
Because I didn't come here to tie.
Nope. I agree.
I came here to win. Oh, fat. What a failure. But it could have been better. It could have been worse.
Hey, the good news is you're just laid up.
Yeah.
Ball's dry.
I ugly laid up. When did you feel comfortable enough to start buying, more luxury items that are not necessities for life?
I've always kind of budgeted that way. So there are some people that are very, very conservative. I have some friends that, don't want to have a nice car or nice clubs or anything like that. And I feel like, for me personally, I want to be able to live my life, because you don't know what's going to happen with your health. Yeah. So it wouldn't be terrible.
You want to be able to enjoy all the hard work.
Yeah. So what happens is terrible. You have all this, this huge nest egg, and you
never
get
to enjoy
pancreatic
it.
cancer, and you die in 6 months.
Yeah.
I've always, I think about that. So if there's something that I want, as long as it's within my budget, I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say I'm going to hold on to it so that I can retire early. Because again, it all goes into I enjoy what I do. So there's no reason to rush.
Yeah, your goal's not to get out of working.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to buy nice clubs, I go buy nice clubs. I don't need 3 sets of nice clubs, but if I want a car, I have 2 cars just because it's nice to have 2 cars, if something happens.
Well, I mean, one being a convertible.
Yeah,
has,
and I owe
has
money.
limited...
Listen, and I owe money on these cars. I'm not talking about this. I'm free from debt on the cars.
I always pull my wedges.
Left the door open.
At least I'm not in the bunker.
No, that's true.
I'm on the green, but I'm on the wrong side.
And I think you might be putting.
I'm just over here choking off my victory. That looks good.
Get back there.
Oh, wow, that's...
Oh
my gosh, that almost went in. Great shot.
Thank you.
If any, what is the biggest regret you have in your life?
My biggest regret, I am not patient enough when it comes to people, and I'm always kind of struggling with that. You don't see that, but like in business, and when I would teach residents and fellows, I'd be a little bit impatient, and I would, and you don't see this either, But I do have a little bit of a temper. As I've gotten older, I've gotten better at that. But I get more mad at myself than others.
Well, I've got a massive uphill putt to a downhill putt, and you're sitting there like 3 feet.
This is a kick in, right?
Yeah, but let me just wait. All right, so birdie. I've got to make it. Oh, that's way past. That's in the water. Oh. That's all she wrote.
I won the last 3 holes.
Yeah, you did what you needed to do. Good match. Thank you so much for coming out.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. He wins on the 9th hole.
Saved a ride in the Porsche.
Oh, I know. That's the biggest bummer. If it's not my victory lap, we can try and record your victory lap.
That's right. That's right.